Welcome to another episode of The Gatekeepers. It's your boy Knives Monroe. With me today, as always, is Cam Stroud and Mr. David Lugowski. Fellas, how you doing?
Dude. Doing pretty good. Can't complain too
What's
much.
all
Actually, I totally
day?
can. But
I'm curious. We have a very interesting topic today. This is going to be a good one. This is one that I've been looking forward to for a minute. We're going to talk about our top 3 movie influences that impact our style, that impact our minds, what have you. We're going to go through our top 3 individually. Should be interesting. I actually don't know what mine are. I'm going to have to figure it out. But before we get into that, I wanted to start the show with any of you guys watch The Batman?
no, I have not seen the Batman yet. I hear it's phenomenal, though.
Bro,
Nope.
I haven't seen it either. Oh God, that bombed. Oh my God, I haven't seen it either. It didn't interest me actually. The trailers did nothing for me. But hopefully it's good. I have no idea.
Cam, did you see it?
I have no interest to see it.
Man, that makes 2 of us.
Yeah, I have no interest to see that one.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
I will say that one thing that I've been seeing online, the discourse is finally the Batman movie I've always wanted, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like we've had a lot of great Batman movies. Like none of those were what you wanted. Like
apparently, this one is very, 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 very dark, which I guess that's still the style of filmmaking people want to see. I thought we did away with the whole dark kind of storylines after Breaking Bad was done.
I mean, that's like my main issue with the Justice League movies in general. Is like they're dark. I'm not talking about as far as like
they
story.
Are exposed.
I mean, like they're dark. Like I can't see shit.
Look, guys, it's Superman. Where? All right, so we're doing 3 movies that inspired us or influenced us. And who wants to go first? Because I will happily go first.
I vote David.
David, number 3.
My number 3 that influences me to this day, and I just rewatched it recently, is Logan from 2017. Like legitimately.
What?
I'm a little surprised.
Oh, don't be when I say this. So the thing that really inspires me and influences me the most is Logan Noir, the black and white edit of Logan. Oh man, that is single-handedly the reason why I shoot in black and white exclusively, like hands down. It absolutely, that when I saw that, that was when I was like, that's why black and white is really the best way to go, even to this day, because it simplifies an image so much to the point that you can really understand what the subtext of an image is when it's just very simply black and white. It's hands down, Logan, specifically Logan Noir, absolutely. And also, Logan is amazing. Like, it's a great movie.
I loved that movie when it came out. That trailer, like I must have watched it like 500 times before that movie came out.
Right.
I know that you really like the black and white version, to put it, to simplify it. But there's also like the black and chrome version of George Miller's Fury Road. Did you ever watch that? Are you interested?
No, what? I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a black. They call it chrome and black, I believe, is what it's called. Fury Road and black and white.
That.
There's also, we were talking about this just right now. Justice League Dark, right, or whatever it's called. Justice is Black, or whatever it's called. Sorry, Cam. God damn it, this keeps happening to me. Justice is Dark, whatever the fuck it's called, right? There's a black and white Justice League.
What the fuck is happening?
I promise this will not be the clip that goes on TikTok.
Great.
But have you seen that? Have you seen the Justice League is Dark?
No,
or what?
I did not see. I did.
I know what it is, but I've never watched it.
The Fury Road in chrome and black, and I didn't see the Justice League in whatever the hell it is, because I just don't care about the Justice League that much.
Okay. One piece of trivia that I found really, really cool. Mm-hmm. So when in Logan, when Professor Xavier, spoiler alert for Logan, everybody, speed up 2 minutes if you don't want to be spoiled if you haven't watched it. When Professor X has a seizure in that hotel, and like everybody's fucking bugging out, and it's like, whoa. I felt like when that scene was over, I was able to exhale. I was like, oh my God, I held my breath like this whole time when it was happening, like in the theater. It was amazing. But do you know
Yeah.
how they got that jitter effect?
How?
So they filmed it like on a RE or whatever, and they shook
Yeah.
it like this. They shook the fucking camera with the hand like this. They shook it so it was like. But here's the thing. But then they added a warp stabilizer in post, and so that's why it looks like it doesn't look like it's shaky cam.
That's
It looks like they were
fucking
trying to stabilize it.
genius. That
I
looks
love in-camera
genius.
practical effects, and
That's
it
such a
has
good
like when you
one.
watch it now, you'll be like, that's what they're doing, right? But I just thought that was such an interesting practical effect that in a Hollywood big budget movie, that's what they were doing. It was just so indie, so DIY. I love
Well,
it.
that's in case people don't know. I'm about to say a term. I think Knives is gonna know it. No, wait, no, you both should know it. You know, especially since Cam, you went to film school. Knives, you're a filmmaker, a practicing filmmaker, and I used to when I would do DP work in film school. What I would do is I'd have like people Hollywood flags for me if they pissed me off.
What do you mean?
Do you not know the term Hollywooding?
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay,
Actually,
so let's say Cam pissed me off, right? And he was the second AC and I was the DP. I would hand him a big flag, like a 24 by 24 flag, and say, "See the 10K over there? Go hold it." The whole time. Hollywooding is when you get someone just to hold it up. That's all it is.
bro, that is so fucked up. You are a bully. You are a bully.
Well, you know what? Next time someone makes a shit comment at me, maybe they need to learn who they're fucking talking to.
I'm gonna change your name on my phone into Hollywood Dave.
Hollywood Dave. That's a good one. I like that one.
Kamerin, Cam, number 3.
I would have to say, honestly, I think number 3 for me is probably got to be Transformers 2.
I thought that was gonna be number 1. Okay,
He's
refresh
joking.
my memory.
He's joking, right?
No, he's not joking. He's not
He's
joking. Refresh my memory.
Right?
No, he's not. He's not joking. Refresh my memory. Part 2, I remember Megan Fox quite a bit, but like, what is it? Why 2 and not 1?
Oh wait, I'm thinking of the wrong one.
Yeah, so Transformers 2 for me is, I think I've had this conversation with you guys before, that Transformers 2 is the best one out of them all. It's the best one that they did. It had so much in it, from, it started off at a hype, it started off on a hype of the first one ending. Now it's like the Decepticons are here, they're hunting them down. Optimus Prime was dead. Optimus Prime gets brought back to life. Sam is in danger because he has this thing in his head. Now the world's in danger because Optimus Prime died. They got to bring Prime back now. It kept you on this roller coaster train of it's going. It kept moving forward. And then the action scenes is what really, really caught my attention. Like the fight between Prime and the three Decepticons, the ending battle scene that they had, the sound design for that, just the soundtrack for that alone it had so many emotions on it. I've recently watched it, and like there's this one shot where Sam gets blown up, a helicopter's rolling in, and they get a shot that's literally above the helicopter looking down at Sam, and everything's in slow motion.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, that's fucking awesome. It's like that right there was like the pinnacle of Michael Bay being Michael Bay.
I was about to say, it's such a Michael. You are right. It is such a Michael Bay movie, and when you take away the pretentiousness of filmmaking and just look at filmmaking like, hey, trying to make something that everyone's gonna have fun in, you might not like, contextually a Michael Bay movie, but you are going to have fun. You just are. Like, you're going to. Like, how can you not have fun? My favorite tidbit about Michael Bay is for the movie Armageddon. And Ben Affleck was doing the commentary, and he apparently, and in the commentary he says, I walked over to Michael one day, and I was like, hey, why is it that NASA is hiring oil drillers to go up into space instead of just training astronauts how to drill on the moon, on the asteroid? And he says, after a long pause, Michael looks at me and goes, "Fuck you." So I guess that was the end of that conversation. They don't make sense.
I love that. I own the I have it. This is for real. I own a copy, an unopened copy of Armageddon on Criterion on DVD, and I've never opened it. It's one of my most prized possessions.
Wait.
So I haven't heard the
Armageddon's
audio
on
commentary.
Criterion Collection? Wow, I didn't
Fuck
know
yeah,
that.
it is.
Wow.
Yeah, this goes back to like our first conversation on Zoom or something. I remember mentioning that. I
You're
love
right, we did.
Armageddon. It's so
Armageddon
good.
is such a
That's-
stupid movie. I love it.
That it is a stupid movie, but I love it too. Everybody's so pretty in it too.
But yeah,
What were you saying, Cam? You were gonna say
Transformers
something.
2, Dark of the Moon.
Transformers 2. No, that was Rise of the Fallen, or Rise of the Fallen, or
Yes,
yeah,
Rise of the Fallen. Yeah, Rise of the Fallen. Yeah.
yeah.
Rise of
Rise
the
of the Fallen.
Fallen.
Dark of the Moon's the third one.
Oh, my
Yeah.
bad.
Like
Yeah.
it for me
Mhm.
is like because I was studying Michael Bay so much that everything that Michael Bay does, it all went back to Transformers 2. And like literally all of his techniques, all of his stunts and everything
Yeah.
is in that second movie.
Swooping
I
low
think
with the
that's-
telephoto. Yeah.
Swooping low with the telephoto, his Michael Bay shot, to his
The
to
parallax.
his racings, like his explosions and whatnot. The amount of explosions that is in that final battle scene is ridiculous.
I know he didn't direct Bumblebee, but did you watch it and did you like Bumblebee?
I did watch it and I did like it. Didn't what?
Bumblebee
I remember
did
that
like it.
opening was
really good.
that opening was pretty sick, right?
Yeah, oh, it really
I
was.
loved that. I loved that. I could have lived in that. Like the movie I blew my load after like the first 8 minutes of that movie.
Like that beginning scene was
That was
amazing.
Bumblebee was really good. I remember watching it like, oh, this is actually. I was thinking this was not going to be that good. This is really good, like really good. Knives. What is?
So I'm
Your
like,
third.
it's funny. Y'all choose like mainstream movies, and I have.
He's going to hit us with the 13 Fist of McCluskey.
My number 3 movie, and this list could change any day, you know.
Of course. Yeah.
But I'll stick with it now. My number 3 is Paul Thomas Anderson's 2012 The Master. I don't know if you guys got to watch that. That's with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
That's a
and
really
Joaquin
good
Phoenix.
movie. That's a really good movie. That's a really good one.
I love that movie so much. I was homeless when I watched it, and I saw it 4 times in theater. Money that should have went to like Apples and Head and Shoulders and you know, a hotel, like I spent on that movie. That movie saved my life in a lot of ways. It inspired me and influenced me. I've read the script. I love the script. I've deconstructed the script. There's nothing more fascinating to me than like reading a script and then watching the movie and then seeing how really admiring the gap, like seeing the departure that they took from like the page to what you got. I'm like, that is where the sausage is made. Like that's where the magic is made, you know? I didn't know what good acting was until I saw that movie. I know Joaquin got a lot of props. He got an Oscar for the Joker, and it was a really good movie, but a lot of the tricks that he did and a lot of the flashy acting with a capital A was done in The Master first. And he's acting opposite Philip Seymour Hoffman, who was my favorite living actor at the time. So it was shot on 70 millimeter.
Didn't he posthumously win?
No, he was nominated.
I thought he won
before he passed, but he did not win. Who won that year? Some boring asshole. I don't know. I remember Daniel Day.
I feel like it was like Jeffrey Rush. No, it was
Daniel Day-Lewis won for Lincoln,
for fucking Lincoln.
But that was for lead actor. I think Phil Hoffman was nominated for supporting, but I actually don't remember. I love that movie. We don't need to spend too much time. We don't need to spend too much time on it. The script has inspired me. The way it was shot inspired me. The score has inspired me. It reminded me, like I was saying, it was shot on 70 millimeter. I saw it in 70 millimeter 3 times. I saw it in 35 millimeter 1 time. I love that movie. There are essentially deleted scenes that Paul Thomas Anderson turned into a short film that's on YouTube called Back Beyond. That 20-minute like short scene, cut scenes, deleted scenes, like short film is better than like anything I've ever seen. Nobody can touch it. It's amazing. Joaquin Phoenix is amazing. Absolutely legendary movie. If I had to, I have it on my wall here, the Blu-ray of There Will Be Blood. That's my favorite movie of all time. But if I had to pick one Paul Thomas Anderson movie to wipe my brain and watch it again for the first time, it would be The Master.
Ooh,
David Lugowski.
Okay. Oh, we're at number 2.
Number
already.
2.
Shit. Number 2 for me. Okay. This is where you will start probably noticing a theme with the movies that inspire me and influence my work and everything. Number two is very aptly No Country for Old Men from 2008. Um, like I said,
I've heard of that one.
what'd you say?
I said I've heard of that one.
You haven't have you not seen it?
I don't think I have, but I know I've heard the name.
Dude, it is a masterclass in visual storytelling and sound design. There's no score. Just to, really quickly, if anyone's, hasn't heard it, hasn't watched it, there's no score. There's no musical score at all. It's all visual storytelling and sound design. And it's absolutely beautiful and amazing, but it's a Western. It's about life in West Texas on the US Mexico border. And it's a guy who he finds some money and then he gets into a whole bunch of shit because of it. It's absolutely an amazing movie. It's a slow burn, but also it's written and directed by two of my favorite filmmakers alive, Joel and Ethan Cohen. So it's absolutely
Hmm.
just No Country for Old Men is mwah,
You
so
cannot
good.
mention Old Country. I'm sorry, No Country for Old Men without mentioning Cormac McCarthy, who wrote the book that
Of
it's based
course,
off
yes,
of.
Cormac McCarthy, yeah. Who,
That
my
that book
God,
was so gripping. Once again, when I was homeless, I read a lot of books. Not only did I
yeah.
see The Master when I was homeless, but I would crash a lot of libraries, and
Hmm.
I would just, I mean, like read shelves. I would read whole ass walls of books, and one of the books I read was No Country for Old Men. I read it standing up in like 2 hours. It was so fucking
It's
good. It
such a
was like
good
food and
book.
drink.
It really
Food and
is.
drink.
It's
Like
such a good book.
it took me like a month to go through The Road. Cormac McCarthy's The
Hmm.
Road, but which was like I was just so unbearable, so dark and depressing. But
Uh-oh.
No Country
Hello?
for Old Men was such a good story.
Oh, no.
We good? We good?
Hello? I can hear you
Cam,
now.
Cam.
I
Okay,
can
you're
hear you
good. You're
now.
good. It's all
We're
good.
all good. We're all
We're
good now.
doing
We're
it
all good now.
live.
So,
We're doing it live.
it,
No Country for Old Men. That's a big dick movie, man. That's a good one.
that is,
Obviously you're into westerns quite a bit.
yeah.
That's
Yep.
sort of like a neo noir kind of modern, postmodern western, like postmodern in the Unforgiven sense, where
Yep.
we're not watching people on horseback necessarily. But that's a really good
Mhm.
movie. What did you think about the ending? It was pretty divisive when it came out.
I think that the ending, the so many people, everyone talks about the ending because there was so much, like, so much to extrapolate from this ending. I think that the ending, for the longest time, I used to think that Joel and Ethan Cohen don't know how to end a movie, and I now, after watching and rewatching and watching and rewatching again over and over and over again this movie, I don't think it has to do with the fact they don't know how to end a movie. They know how to end a movie. It's that we're so we're so expected we expect to get an ending that is going to kind of blow us out of the water, to kind of be like, and this is this pretty perfect bow at the end of the movie. And the Coens just always take that away from us. They never let us have that because that's not how it works. And I think that
Mm.
No Country for Old Men is really the best example of that, because nothing in that movie tells anyone that it's going to have a bow at the end of the movie. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I will say it to the Coens. I love the Coens. They might be my favorite
So fucking good.
American directors. Maybe. Yeah,
They're,
they're
so
amazing.
fucking good.
They spoiler alert for Inside Llewyn Davis with Oscar Isaac, which came out like in 2013.
Love that movie as well.
like a TikTok. That movie's a loop. It
Yep.
starts the way it ends and it ends the way. I mean, masterful
Mhm.
ending. Fargo kind of has a happy ending where there's sort of a bow on it a little bit. I love that ending.
Fargo is Fargo.
Fargo
I have
ends with a husband and wife on bed saying, "You know what? I think we're gonna do okay." Like it's happy
not
as it
even
could
that.
ever be.
Not even that. My problem with Fargo is so much worse than that. It is the fact
Stop. I will not listen to any sentence that starts with "My problem with Fargo." We're not going there, Mr. David Lugowski. I throw
I'm
down
going
the
there.
gauntlet.
I'm going
We're
there.
not
No,
doing
I'm going
this.
there. Fargo is a movie where the title of the movie is not a town, not a city, a village in North Dakota, and 98% of the movie takes place in Minnesota. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense to me.
What?
I don't know why they did
That's
that.
That's your nitpick. Citizen
Oh, yeah,
Kane.
it's
Like,
stupid.
who gives
Oh,
a
no,
fuck?
it's just,
Like,
I'm not
fuck
saying I care
titles.
about it.
What does
I'm not
Pulp
saying I
Fiction
care.
mean? It doesn't matter. What are you doing?
No,
That's your nitpick.
It's not even like a
Cam,
good nitpick.
Cam, number two. Cam, number two. Let's keep this thing going, man. My God,
Come
Mr.
on,
Lugowski.
man.
How dare you?
I gotta say, my number 2 is Ip Man or IP Man.
Wrong.
Oh,
That is wrong.
Wow.
The second movie of the 4-part installation.
Wow.
Second.
Okay, walk me through this.
Why?
Influences you how? That seems like such an impossible thing to like I understand why that would inspire
why I'm
you
saying
100%. But like what do you like what does it inspire you to do?
It's their action scenes. I love action. I love
Yes,
action.
Cam and I have actually talked about this many times before. Cam
And,
is a huge action fan.
Yeah, I'm a very big action fan, and just the way they went about it was just amazing. It was always fantastic. Like every one of his fight scenes, from the first movie to the last movie, I'm glued. I'm like, yeah, yeah, let's get it. Like because like normally a lot of action scenes that I've watched, there's one shot, two shot, one shot, two shot, one shot, two shot, three shot, da da da. But and that's like when it comes to fist fighting. With this one, they're using lows, highs, close ups, longs, wides, all at once. It's like, yo, I'm here with all of it. So it was always their action scenes, but at the same time, there's a subtleness to it, or there's a calmness to it. It's chaotic, but it's calm at the same time. So,
Holy shit. Man, I'm curious. So, I have this theory, but before I give the theory away, Cam, do you enjoy musicals?
no, but I do enjoy. Which one was it? It was one. Uh, Rent,
Okay.
whatever that one was with Beyonce.
525,600
With Beyonce?
minutes. Beyonce?
That's,
You mean
yeah,
Showgirls? Not Showgirls. Dreamgirls? Sorry.
yeah, Dreamgirls. I did enjoy that one.
Dreamgirls.
And then there was one that I did enjoy. I didn't know it was a musical till later.
Which is what?
I can't think of the name of it, man.
The reason why I ask is I have this theory that people who love action movies also love musicals because it's very similar in that you have people doing impossible things with their body. There's choreography, and the camera work and editing is oftentimes very kinetic.
Well,
right? It's very similar
does
language.
does Step Up count as a musical?
Yeah.
It does, of course.
Then yeah, okay,
The original with Channing Tatum.
yeah, all
Yeah,
of them.
dude.
Cam's a huge fan of
What a-
La La Land.
No, I've never even seen it.
I hated everything about La La Land. Sorry.
Oh
Never
man, I
even
loved La La
fucking
Land.
Seen it.
Oh, I cried. I cried so hard with La La Land. It's a good one,
So
man.
yeah, that's my number 2. Is either it would either be that or The Gentleman. Those would be my number 2.
Ooh,
The
that Guy Ritchie
Gentleman.
movie?
That's Guy Ritchie. Yeah.
Mhm.
Guy Ritchie is a fucking masterclass for shooting
Dude,
action
Aladdin.
films in a stylized
Aladdin, that
way.
movie was dope.
You know what? I'm mad.
Guy
that you
Ritchie
said
did Aladdin,
that.
bro.
I forgot he did Aladdin. It's like whenever I
Yeah,
talk
never
about the
forget.
Suicide Squad. It's like when I talk about the Suicide Squad
Never
by James
forget.
Gunn. So many people go, "Oh, you mean Academy Award winning Suicide Squad, the one from 2016?" I'm like, "No, not that trash heap. The good one."
Best makeup, baby.
So wait, did y'all see the latest one though? Like the
Yes,
last
it's
one that
amazing.
came
I
out?
loved
You know,
everything
whatnot?
about
last-
it.
the last
Oh my
Suicide
God,
Squad?
That one was so freaking funny.
I didn't like it.
His rat problem had me in tears.
Peacemaker's
I don't like
scared
it.
of fucking rats. No, not Peacemaker. Bloodsport.
No, it was blood sport. Yeah.
Wait.
Um,
You didn't like it?
I liked all the Harley Quinn stuff, all the Shark Boy stuff, whatever the fuck his name is, King Titan. What is his name? King Shark.
King Shark.
King Shark.
Yeah. I liked them. I liked Peacemaker, but everything else can get fucked. I thought it was kind of like drab. Like I expected, just because Guardians, was so colorful and so fun and had great needle drops. I expected something a little more fun. It was kind of like
I
it
will
was it
say
insisted on bothering me.
I that is a saying that you've not you've said that more than once, and I've started putting it in my daily life. It insisted on bothering me, and it's the greatest thing. Just putting that when I'm at work and I want to move something, my boss goes, "Why'd you move that?" I just turned like it insisted on bothering me, and he looked at me. He's like, "The fuck did you just say to me?" it's
Yeah,
it's a
James
Knives
Gunn is
Monroeism. It's a Knivesism. I love
James
it.
Gunn is great. Like I
He
think
is.
the James Gunn John Cena coupling
It's
is the most
phenomenal.
electrifying coupling I've seen since Scorsese and DiCaprio. Like it is that goddamn good.
Yes.
I could watch
And
them make
Peacemaker
stuff
was
forever.
amazing. Peacemaker was
I enjoyed
amazing.
Peacemaker quite a bit. So whose turn are we on right now?
You
Yours.
number 2, Knives.
Number
What
two.
is
I'll
it?
make this fast because I'm gonna be an asshole and I'm gonna assume you guys haven't watched it. So I'm not gonna waste a lot of time on it. Number 2, most influential movies for me that have made quite an impact is Larry Clark's Kids, the movie Kids from the 90s, which was written by Harmony Korine. Harmony Korine later went on to do Julian Donkey Boy. He did Gummo, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. He did Spring Breakers, kind of semi-recently. Actually, that was 10 years ago. Good God. He did a movie with Matthew McConaughey. Anyways, he wrote the script for Kids. Kids was basically what Euphoria is today. Take all the romanticism out of it, inject it with realism and AIDS, literally AIDS, and you get Kids from the 90s. If you
Okay.
haven't watched it, I implore everybody to watch it. It's one of, if I had to make a list of a movie you need to see before you die, Kids is on the list. Kids is probably in the top 10.
Really?
What inspired me and what influenced me was the way it was shot and the way it was written. Another script that I studied. Harmony Korine was like 17 years old when he wrote the script. He probably just wrote a first draft and they went out and filmed it. The story follows like skaters and like punkers and like a bunch of adolescent teens that have no parental guidance and no parents are to be seen in this movie. And AIDS just gets passed around. It's just everybody gets AIDS at the end of the movie. So much sex is in the movie. Like it's one of those movies that kind of like The Wire. If you ever watched The Wire, when you're
Of
watching
course.
it doesn't feel like a movie. It feels like
Yeah.
a documentary. It feels like this is real
Ooh,
life.
Okay.
It inspired my shooting style. It inspired my when I film stuff. I really going back to The Master. And don't worry, my number one is not. It's my number one for a different reason. But The Master and Kids, how they inspired me was the humanity that is on screen is the most cinematic thing for me. Like what Cam was saying about action, the helicopter, slow motion, the bullets, sand everywhere, tits bouncing up and down. It's absolutely amazing. I get it. But for me, an actor, a nice fucking telephoto lens on an actor's face with one tear falling down, for me is that. Like that it does something to me that like Marvel movies try to do, and they spend $1 billion trying to do it. Like it moves me. Kids moves me, man. Like it's a movie that when you're watching it, you're like, should I be watching this? You know how like when you watch Euphoria or you hear about it, it's high school kids getting naked and fucking, right? And it's like, well, that's kind of creepy. But the actors are in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
Kids, they're fucking. And I think they were like all 12 and 14. You're like, it's weird, dude. Like you shouldn't. It's like you're watching it. You're like, I shouldn't be watching it. That doesn't influence me. What influences me is just none of the actors are like famous actors. Like they're all amateurs.
You just gave me my
Rosario
13th
Dawson.
reason.
Rosario Dawson went on and had a career. Chloe Sevigny went on and had a career after this movie. Everybody else kind of fell off. Leo Fitzpatrick had a career, kind of, if you're into him. I am. But that's an incredible movie. So for my listeners, if you're still here with me, check out the movie Kids. You must watch it. It is like nowhere to be found.
I don't think anyone really wants to check out Kids. I don't think anyone wants to check out Kids.
It's a must. It's a must watch. It's a must watch. Mr. Lugowski. Number one.
I think the movie that really speaks to me the most and has influenced me my entire life is Crash, and I love just the way that it tried to solve racism. Of course, I'm kidding. Yeah, of course.
Oh my god, I was about to shit in your mouth.
It's never.
I was gonna shit in your mouth. I was gonna pinch your nose and shit in your mouth. The movie that solved racism.
The movie that thinks it solved the Academy Award patted them. The Academy patted themselves on the back so hard for
You
that.
know what the new
It
the
just-
new crash is? The new
What?
crash,
What?
Green Book.
Stop! You're right.
That's
I
the new
fucking-
crash.
And to be clear, I did not like Green Book either.
Never saw it.
but-
Never saw it. Okay, you got me there.
Not
I
worth
was
it.
about to
Okay.
be like, David, I don't know if we can keep doing this pod, honestly.
Of course,
Like,
that's
I
fair.
thought-
That's fair.
I
My
thought I
number
knew you.
one though, my number one though is actually one that did influence me from the first moment I ever saw it. I will tell the story of that real quick. Came downstairs, middle of the night. I was a kid. I wanted to get some water. It's like, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. I get my water and I'm going back upstairs. My parents fell asleep downstairs watching TV. And from the living room, just pow, pow. And there's this famous whistle. Wow, wow, wow. And I popped my head in to see the title, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I sat there for the rest of the movie, enamored with this. Everything about it just tickled me in all the right places. Like, from the score by Ennio Morricone to the cinematography, the directing by Sergio Leone, the acting from Clint Eastwood, and it just everything about it. I was like, I think I found my favorite genre of movies. And yes, ever since then, I have been enamored by westerns. Ever since then, and everything.
I'm just
curious.
What are your thoughts on the Magnificent Seven?
Which one?
The Denzel.
That was trash. No offense. No offense. Denzel did great. I'm not gonna lie. The performances were great. It's just the way they did that movie was so half-assed. Everything about like you could see Chris Pratt, Denzel Washington, even fucking Ethan Hawke. They're all giving their all. They're giving 100%. And Antoine Fuqua, right?
Fuqua?
Is the director?
Yep.
Yeah, Fuqua.
Yep.
He's the director. He's given his all. But man, there had to be some serious studio interference on that because it just feels wrong. Like the whole thing just feels like, why did you make this movie? You wanted to say that, like, you wanted to say that rich people are bad? Like, can we get more than that? Like, can we? And don't get me wrong, like the actor, what is his name? Peter Skarsgård, I think is what it is. He also doing an amazing job. It's just everything about that movie is just flat. Everything. And I love westerns so much. I'm working on one. Like I'm writing one right now. Love them to death. Everything about them is amazing. Westerns are the ultimate form of cinema, and I will fight anyone on that.
So, what are some tropes and cliches and trademarks that you love in westerns that are making it on your screenplay? That you're like, well, if I want it to be an authentic western, I got to add this in there. Like, what's an example?
Sweeping landscapes. Obviously shootouts. That's probably the biggest one. Very diverse cast. Like that's really important when it comes to westerns. I've seen westerns where it's just nothing but white people, and I'm like, no, like literally a whole state a whole region of the country was settled by white people, and on top of brown people. Like you can't just make the whole cast white. That's why I don't like Gunsmoke, because it's just white people, like white people Bonanza. That's the other one, Bonanza. Just white people. Like that's not what a western is. On top of that, I would say that there has to be some kind of train in there, and other than that, like those are the four that I'm really like implementing in my screenplay. And then I'm taking other like historical things, like for example, the West was founded by women who started brothels. Like we don't really see that all that much in westerns nowadays. Westerns are really
so your movie's gonna have titties.
No, I did not say that.
Damn.
It's gonna have a kick-ass madam in it, though.
Okay, does she show her titties?
No, she does not show her titties.
Huh. Okay, but she works at a brothel.
She owns a brothel. She's a madam.
And there's not going to be extras walking around with their titties hanging out?
There might be. I haven't gotten that far, Knives.
Okay.
There might be.
Right.
But one of the other things about, about westerns that are my favorite and that I've been trying my best recently, especially to put in my work more, is the show of scale. those sweeping landscapes and using the telephoto lenses and then backing up like crazy so that it looks like the cowboy is really small compared to the bluffs and buttes in the background. All that, I love doing that. I started doing it in Minneapolis, where I purposefully take photos where the city is towering over people, because that's the same thing. Like, we are incredibly small compared to these things we've created, and just Westerns are so good. Okay,
I want to make this note to the audience. So we still need to hear me and Cam's number one, but we're gonna find some common themes here. With Cam right now, obviously it's action, stunt choreography, special effects, like mind-blowing visuals, right? With Mr. Lugowski, it is westerns. The guy that did Logan, James Mangold, also did 310 to Yuma, which is a good one.
Phenomenal remake.
Phenomenal
remake. One of the best remakes ever.
And with Knives is a bunch of acting pretentious shit. So, but think about that. That informs our work, and the reason why I connected those dots. Obviously, we're talking about what influences us, but we also apply that to our shit. Like Cam mentioned in the last pod, when he edits something, just like the music effects that he does, and like just how all out he goes, and the shots, and between us, he's the only drone guy here, and just how and it's man, that makes sense. Same thing with Lugowski, with the landscapes and with the buildings. I don't even fucking look at buildings. Like, I don't even know what I'm looking at, right? But when it comes to people and the cracks on their face and being able to affect them and affect the audience, that parasocial relationship, I'm all about that. I live for that shit. So it's really interesting to me how we've applied this to our work, and that's the whole point of this conversation. I just think that's fascinating. So good luck on your film, your feature, your short, whatever it is you're going to do.
You should know
you
about
also got
it.
your work cut out for you, buddy.
I know.
You have your work cut out for you,
know.
like, because I recommend you film this on an Alexa. You have to film it on an RE, because that dynamic
of course
range,
you do.
what
The
you're able to
23
do
stops of dynamic range, like,
dude. I mean,
Yeah.
that's gonna be you'll regret not doing it. So, and those things are
I
pretty
know.
expensive. So,
I know.
all right, man.
I am aware.
Excellent number one, Cam. Drum roll, please. Without any further ado, number one.
The A-Team.
Oh, the one with Rampage?
2000, I believe it's the 2010.
Yeah,
one.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper, Liam Neeson, Rampage Jackson.
Mm-hmm. The A-Team.
Oh, what is it
about that.
The A-Team?
I forgot.
What is it about it?
Movie.
It's a mix of everything that I love. Comedy, a great group of cast that work well together. The action is there. And it also goes back to looking for that team of people that you can connect with, that you can grow with, and that you can get shit done with. That's what inspires that. That's what influences that. I'm always looking for people that I can do shit, not exactly go around, busting people out of jail or things like that, but like people that I can just connect with on that scale. It started with the A-Team.
That's crazy. So that director, before he did the A-Team, he did Smoking Aces. And after he did the A-Team, he did The Gray with Liam Neeson. Did you watch any one of those? Like, do you dig that kind of shit? Or is the A-Team kind of like...
I've seen The Gray. I did like The Gray, Smoking Aces. I saw it at one point, but I got halfway through and ended up having to leave. So I actually need to go back and watch that one.
Smoking Aces
The
is
A-Team.
good. I like
Wow,
Smoking
man.
Aces. Yeah, the A-Team I forgot
when it
about.
came out.
So, wow.
Didn't think you'd say that. If anything, I thought Transformers should have been number one.
Mm-mm.
No, I could think. I forgot about it. Like, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, we definitely all have
A-Team.
themes here. So Knives is gonna say The Artist from 2011, obviously.
No, I've only seen The Artist once, and it was pretty effective, but I didn't love it.
I mean, like the A-Team, like I watched a lot of movies, but the A-Team I've at least watched 20 times.
That's how you know it's your
Full
favorite movie.
through.
I've watched The Good, the Bad, and the
Full
Ugly
through.
about 20 times too, and that's a 3-hour movie.
He's saying it's one of the most influential. That's what he's saying.
No, it's my favorite movie also.
Oh, and your favorite. Holy shit, balls on the cock. What like tell me a moment where you're like, oh, right here I could pause it and be like, this movie is fucking my favorite movie right here.
The very beginning of the goddamn movie. The beginning, like when you first see all four of them come together and whatnot. Like actually, no, even better. Like the very beginning of the movie, where they just crossed. They're in their flight chase, right? They're talking and whatnot. He's talking to the guy, and he says, "Yeah, you're in a air battle over American airfield," and you could just see his face drop, and then you hear him say, "Adios, motherfucker," right? And what was it? Oh man, I can't think of the word now, or like exactly what that stood for. But he said that line, and then you have Bradley Cooper in the back saying it with them and whatnot. Alpha, Alpha, Mega, Foxtrot. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Alpha, Micah, Foxtrot, or I don't, it's something like that. And then they both like adios, motherfucker. Airplane turns, jet pulls up, blows them out of the sky, and then you go into the movie. I'm like, yo, that was fucking fantastic. Yo, that was awesome. Like, yeah, let's do that
Did you
again.
watch it? Did you watch it in theater?
Yes.
How
Yeah,
old were you?
when it
Because this
saw
was 2010.
2010,
God,
born in
you're right.
1992.
What is that? 18?
12.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was 18.
about 18. Yeah, about 18. Yep.
So
So,
did
and
you? I remember when you were telling
it's,
us on the last pod that you and your family got together to watch the first Transformers, and like
yeah.
movies were like the big thing. Did you watch it? Was it like ceremonious? Did you watch it with your
So
family in
this
that
is
way?
this is one I didn't watch it with my full family, but this is one that I saw with my dad. And after watching it with them, he told me about the older ones
Yeah.
which I've seen the older ones too, and I always enjoyed the older TV show also. So to see that older TV show brought into a modern day era is fucking fantastic. Like even and this honestly, this is another part that takes place at the beginning of the movie when I talk about that camaraderie of these
Yeah.
guys getting together, where they're first getting into the helicopter. He starts to take off. He knocks the air condition unit off the building and crushes his truck and whatnot. I'm like, damn, I feel sorry for you, but like he's like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you for I did you was crazy. 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 I'm like, yo, these dudes are fucking wackos and whatnot, but yo, they get shit done.
Yeah.
Man, I remember the dude from District 9 was in that movie, and I really thought like that movie. A-Team came out like a year after District 9, and I really thought that guy was going to
Yeah.
go on and like have a big career, but I never
He
really
ended
saw
up in
him
the
after.
office. Yeah, ended up in the office.
I know he was in Elysium, which I didn't like that movie at all.
Elysium was not that great. Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Are we talking about the same person?
No, I know who you're thinking of, but that's not. You're. I'm talking about
Oh,
his name, like Charlton Copley. He's like African or some
I
shit.
was
I don't know.
about to
South
say. I'm like,
Africans.
I was about to say. I also remember him from the 40-year-old version.
Oh, which guy? No, I don't think that's him. That's not him. He's not in that movie.
He was in
Wait.
District 9.
Knives. What is
What's up?
your
What's up?
number one?
Well, I'm just gonna minimize this just because I'm not gonna be able to top the sentimentality that Cam has. For me, it's not about like emotions, and
Mm-hmm.
for a long time, this was my favorite movie, though. I will say that. Number one, my most influential movie for me is Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill Volume 1.
That's
I
fair.
love the whole thing.
Yep.
1 and 2 it's really one movie, but Kill Bill changed my life.
Yep.
When I saw it for the first time, I was like, oh shit, that's what I want to do. That's why I'm this way. I'm a filmmaker. I just love the presentation of it. I love that it's a love letter to movies.
Yep.
I feel like anybody can make a movie if they watch Kill Bill 100 times. Like, boom, now you can
Yeah.
go make a movie. I believe that. I recently showed it to my daughter who's 7 years old, and she got a big kick out of it. And I just promised her, baby, I promise you there's going to be blood and guts, and she stayed up, and we put it on like at midnight this one night, and she watched it. And Kill Bill Volume 2 is not something I think she'd really care about right now, but it was really exciting, Kill Bill 1.
Kill Bill. Kill
basi-
Bill 1 has my favorite line in any Tarantino movie.
Who says it? And I'll guess it.
Oh man, what is her name? Oh, Maggie Ho, right?
Lucy Liu?
No.
Lucy
Lucy
Liu.
Liu. Yeah, Lucy Liu. She says it. So
Um,
guess the
tear,
line. What is it?
tear that bitch apart.
No, it's not that.
Dude, she has a big monologue. Is it the monologue? Because I know the whole
know.
monologue by heart.
The one in the room with all the
Yeah, where she cuts the dude's head off.
yes, it's in there. Yeah.
Yeah, she basically tells everybody, you know, now if you have anything to say, now's the fucking time, right? And she's like, pretty much she'll cut your head off, whatever. Dude, I know that whole monologue.
No, it's
by
what
heart.
she says. The line specifically says, "If anyone has the audacity to bring up my American
Chinese
heritage,
or
I'll
American
cut,
heritage as a
I'll
negative.
cut your fucking head off."
She says, I'll collect your fucking head. That's what she says.
I'll collect your fucking head. And I remember sitting there going,
Yeah.
I think she's upset. That was badass. Oh man, the line delivery, the way the camera just nudges in at the same time. She goes, "I'll collect your fucking head." It's like
that
shit,
movie.
She gonna
that
do
movie
it.
was like that movie was like The Chronic for like a whole generation of filmmakers. Like it really woke a lot of us up.
That's the thing about Quentin Tarantino. He's so good at doing that.
That's what he does the best. That's a superpower.
Speaking of Quentin Tarantino, I believe we've all saw Django, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie? And let me make sure I got the right name. I think it's called Four Floors.
4 Rooms.
4 Rooms. Yes, 4 Rooms.
Oh, that sounds
of course.
Have you ever seen?
I think I've seen it.
It's literally about
it's 4 short films, and one of them's directed by Tarantino.
Yeah, but they were directed by four different directors.
Oh,
Each one is
Robert
different.
Robert
they
Rodriguez. Yeah.
Yo, that last one though, like after everything that he went through and whatnot, and they're hyping this man out. It's like, yeah, you do this, you get this type of money. You're not gonna do it. Come on. He's like, yeah. And then he says, go, and he just does it, collects his money, and walks the hell out while the dude is right there screaming. I'm like, damn, that's fucking funny.
Super underrated movie. Nobody talks about it. It's like nowhere to be seen. Maybe it's on Hulu or something.
But yeah, Kill Bill, dude. Kill Bill is I used to not get it. I really used to not get it because I didn't really watch it. And when I did watch it, I was too young to understand like what Tarantino was going for with it. So everyone always used to say to me, like, you know, Kill Bill is one of their favorite movies. I'm like, fucking how? Like, how could that be it? And then I sat down, like, I think it was last summer, actually. I sat down and I just watched it. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching. I'm like, I get it. I get it now.
Yeah.
That is,
of course.
That is amazing. And then Lucy Liu said her line that I love. I was like, now I really get it. Oh my God, that was amazing.
Oh, you know what? Another Quentin Tarantino movie that I love to death. The Hateful Eight.
Yes,
dude. I love that movie way more than Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That movie did nothing for me.
I'm gonna say something. Hateful Eight.
I love the Hateful Eight.
That is
that's a perfect movie.
No, I don't know about perfect. I have a few issues with it. I think
my only problem is that it ends. That's the worst part.
My problem with it is, and you're gonna say it's a nitpick, and it might be. But
why number 8?
David. Most of the problems you have with movies are nitpicks, so we're not surprised.
It is true. No, right. I think one of the things about the whole whodunit tone that it has, right? It kind of shoots itself in the foot towards the middle of Act 3 before the big. Actually, no, but towards the end of Act 2 before the big reveal when Marquis Warren just starts capping people. Like, he just starts shooting everyone. It's like, okay, well, I was playing a fun game of trying to figure out who it is, but I guess we're just gonna figure it out. And then, you know, like I said, it might be a nitpick, but then 2 minutes later, just the reveal. I'm like, I wasn't expecting that. Oh shit!
But what do you mean? Like, what you didn't like that he killed Mexican Bob? Like, what do you mean? That was sick. Blows his fucking head off.
I just when I rewatch it, it always feels like the timing of the whole whodunit phase of the movie is just really short, just to get to that reveal. I mean, it's still effective because when that reveal happens,
dude, I think the reveal is like a swerve on a swerve. Like, it's not meant to be like a twist. You know, because it gets swerved later when Channing Tatum gets his head blown off. It's like,
exactly. I was just about to talk about that. Just about to bring that up. Like, my man finally reveals. Yeah, he comes up. I'm right here, and then his head just explodes. I was like, oh,
Also,
I wasn't expecting that.
also in the movie's
Alrighty.
opening credits, like Channing Tatum is featured in the credits, and so you're
is
watching
true.
it and you're like, where is he? When is he going to come out? Right. So that was kind of quote unquote spoiled too, but it didn't bother me at all.
It was.
I saw that
I
movie
just
in 70 millimeter the first day it came out here in Austin,
me
Texas,
too.
at the Ritz,
I
which
saw
they
it.
now closed,
Mm-hmm.
and it was an orgasmic experience. It was like three and
I
a half
saw it
hours
at
long.
the. I saw it at a theater in Burbank, California.
Oh hell yeah!
That was an amazing experience. The 70 millimeter roadshow with the overture and just thinking about it, I had such a good time with that movie.
On the Kill Bill notes, what I need to illustrate is it's not just because it's bloody and cool and fun. The iconography, when I watched it, it introduced me to a universe of how there's like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is the cinematic universe.
Yes.
Of all the movies, Godzilla.
Yep.
I was always like a Jackie Chan, fanatic. But like it showed me Bruce Lee because I didn't know who Bruce Lee was until I saw that yellow jumpsuit, and I'm like, oh, Game of Death, what is that? Martin Scorsese movies, Taxi Driver, westerns, spaghetti westerns. I got into Sergio Leone because of Kill Bill. Like that movie introduced me to cinema. It was like it was like drinking from the fucking fire hose of movies, and that's what I love about it the most. Was like it was like the big bang of cinema for me, and everything's in there. Everything that we all love about movies is in there. Actually, you got western components, you got beautiful fucking Ewan Wu Ping fight team action. And you have a tremendous story with great performances.
I think that's the big thing when it comes down to I'm gonna come clean now. The reason why I wanted to do this topic was because I was talking with another friend of mine about talking about favorite movies and whatnot, and I said to him, hey man, every time people talk about movies, if they are versed in movies at all, it ends up at Quentin Tarantino at some point. And he said, no, it doesn't. And I just want to point out,
it does,
because he's gonna watch this. Because when you upload this, I'm sending him the link. He's gonna see. Yeah, it ends up at Quentin Tarantino every time. It always does, because that's the thing that Quentin Tarantino is really good at, and I don't think people give him enough credit. Like people, there's the whole frat bros favorite movie is Pulp Fiction or something, or whatever the trope is for Tarantino. But at the end of the day, when you really look at Tarantino's movies, every single one of them is a love letter to the movies that he watched. Like it's kind of hard to look at a Tarantino movie and go, I don't like it. Like you lack culture. Then you must. Like
I'll say this: like, I mean, if you say you don't like Django, you're fucking racist. And whatnot.
Agreed.
There's no way.
Agreed.
There's no way you can hate seeing Jamie Foxx in that bright blue suit.
Not
in
even
that hair. You can't hate that.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys know this. So
I like the way you die, boy.
I'm gonna say something. I don't know if you guys know this, but my friend pointed it out to me. I was watching Django, and he was watching Django, and he texted me out of the blue. He's like, "Did you know that he's wearing Calvin's suit at the end of the movie?" I was like, "What?
Yeah.
He's wearing Calvin's suit?" I didn't know. I fast forwarded to the end of the movie. I'm like, he fucking murks Calvin, puts on his suit, and blows up Candyland. This man is the GOAT.
Dude,
that is it.
It's funny. You guys brought this up. I didn't. But we talked about Pacific Rim last time, right? And I mentioned that scene where Idris Elba takes off the helmet, and I cried. I fucking cried, dude. Another scene.
Yeah.
Now, this is the first time I ever did this. I'll never do it again, but I had to know, right? So the script was leaked before this movie came out, and I read it, and I was like, I want to see, as a filmmaker, how he takes the screenplay and puts it as a movie. Movie's completely different than the screenplay. Fine, it happens. There's a scene that was not in the screenplay. That's my favorite fucking scene in Django. I don't know if you guys would guess it, but it's the scene where they hang him upside down, whatever. You can see his junk, Jamie's junk, whatever. And then they're like, we're going to send you at this plantation, and you're going to fucking break rocks until the day you die, right? So he's with these Australians. Quentin Tarantino is there. And he does this whole scene. You have this beautiful 360, this 360 shot of Django kind of doing this hustle. It's saying like, guys, I'm a bounty hunter. Look at me. Do I look like a fucking slave to you? I'm a fucking free man. All that shit, right?
Yeah,
dude, I'm gonna cry again.
No, that's in there. That's in there. But
blows,
they changed
he
it.
blows.
Hold
on. This is the moment though.
I
blows
think I know what
them
he's
up,
talking about.
the fucking dynamite, and he lets the fucking other slaves that are in like the carriage go, and John Legend music hits. and they cut to this beautiful close up of this fucking slave who is crying, looking at Django, who earlier in the movie he was like, "Fuck this Uncle Tom motherfucker," and now he's crying, and he's like, that was like the spark of the revolution. And it's sad because it's fiction and it didn't happen. But in the movie, in that universe, that look on that slave's eyes, tears running down his eyes with John Legend, Django running bareback on a fucking horse, dude. Oh my God. I fucking bawled. That scene was not in the script. And I was like, dude, this is the best movie ever.
There's
Wait, you
so
said that
much.
wasn't in the script?
Yeah.
It was not in the script, dude. They had some
the
other
script
side
was-
angle. They had some other side angle where, like, I can't remember now because I read it 10 years ago, but Jonah Hill was like, had this whole other, like, fucking, he ended up being like a KKK guy, but he had this other part. He was going to be this other guy, this whole other side angle. It didn't happen. Like,
Good.
It was
So-
the movie was
so-
better. The movie was better than the
movie is
script.
better. Yeah, of course.
So the part of that KKK scene, it's fucking legendary. We all know it's legendary. But side note, this just goes back to my family. We were watching it. We're all, and this scene pops up, and we're all laughing because it's freaking hilarious. But my dad,
Not
I love
digging
the
it?
man.
Not a fan?
No, he's loving it.
Oh,
He literally goes and says, "Man, they need to stop messing with the clip before they show up again."
Oh man, Jesus
my
Christ.
favorite line in that scene is when Jonah Hill rips the eye too much. Just, oh, I ripped it. Anybody got an extra bag? And the guy in the back's like, no, nobody's got an
Nobody
extra
brought
bag.
an extra bag. You know, wait, hold on. You gotta say it right, man. She's like, nobody brought an extra bag.
I'm just asking.
Now we all agree that the bags are a good idea, right? Like that whole scene, man.
But
that shit
not
was
point
like
fingers.
too funny.
They could have been done
Not
a little
pointing
better. All I hear is criticize, criticize, criticize. Don't ask me or mine for nothing.
And he fucks off.
So-
He takes his ball and he goes home.
There's so many
I-
ways. There are so many ways that someone could be like, "Hey, the KKK is a bunch of stupid idiots." That was the best way to do it.
Oh yeah.
Arguably the
Hey.
only acceptable way at this point.
All right, so y'all want to hear another funny story about me in my younger days?
Let's go.
Sure, let's go.
So when I was I used to I still catch the bus and train around Philadelphia, right? But I live around the Temple campus. So when I was younger, it used to be these guys in white cloaks
Oh dear.
and headbands that used to just stand on a corner and they used to preach the gospel and whatnot. Why did me and my friends used to think they were a Klan every time we walked past them?
Dude, that dude in Django who Django shoots in the heart and he falls, flat faced. He's reading from scripture, and like that's how
Yeah.
those fucking slave owners rationalize the shit that they did,
Yeah.
So those are dots that I'm a Christian, but those are dots you could easily connect. So I don't blame you.
Well,
It's good to have a
Yeah.
good radar for that kind of shit anyways.
oh yeah.
My goodness, man. Well, we did it. I
We
will
did.
say we made a whole podcast episode without talking about Peter McKinnon, so that's pretty fucking great. We did that. So
And then you went
kudos
and
to,
mentioned him. How could you do that?
Fuck me. God damn, I was doing so great. But we
You
did
were.
mention Quentin Tarantino, and that's 10 times better. So
That's much
I want to
better.
thank you two gentlemen for showing up today. This was absolutely amazing. I cannot wait for the next time that we do it. David, where can they find you on the internet?
They can find me on Instagram at the David Lugowski. Same thing goes for TikTok. And here on YouTube, it's just David Lugowski. Please subscribe. I do a lot of great videos. At least I think I do. That's about it. Yeah.
He sure does, folks, and he's getting better. Cam, where can they find you on the internet?
Right now, if you pretty much look up Kamerin Stroud, you're either going to find my gaming channel or my photography channel.
You
in
have a
some sort of
gaming
way.
channel? What?
Rocket
We've
League,
gone
man.
over this.
Rocket
We've gone
League,
over
buddy.
this.
Yeah, where have you been?
Zoning out, I think. Oh my God.
Yeah, we've gone over this. So you just look at my name. Sooner or later, actually, a lot of stuff is about to start disappearing because I'm switching over to transferring everything under one name, which is going to be Images by Cam. So
I like it.
yeah,
I like it. And you guys can find me at Knives Monroe and all the things. If you guys made it this far, let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Spotify. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.